Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And today, the update has gone live. Update 14.0 has dropped, bringing us the new Dutch cruisers in early access, a new type of operation, and a ton of changes to a variety of tech line and premium ships. We're going to be getting to all of that and more as we go through the highlights of Update 14.0 and go over what you need to know in order to get the most out of this update. So if you wish to read along as I read aloud, you can check out the link in the description down below. We are going to be just, again, touching on the highlights of this update, so there is more to this update, but again, just running through the highlights in this video. If you want to check it out for yourself, again, check out that link down below. You can also pick up that free day of premium time by just looking at the article. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. So the update is titled Update 14.0 Dutch Cruisers, which is, of course, the first subject matter of this video and of the article. So the dev blog, the article says, early access to a new line of Dutch light cruisers begins with the start of Update 14.0. The ships are the Jarlsveld, the Tier 8, the Van Koolhoorn, which is the Tier 9, and the Utrecht, which is Tier 10. I just said that because like a Klingon, because it looks like Klingon to me. Anyway, so these are the cruisers that are very oddly based on non-existent German light cruisers. Like, I don't mean they didn't exist in real life, which I'm pretty sure most of them didn't, but like what they're based on doesn't even exist in game yet. So it's like they're cruisers that Germany made that the Netherlands either copied or bought, but they don't exist in game yet. Typically, Wargaming creates that line first, and then they'll go on and introduce, you know, the other line with ships based off of that line, like the Pan anything usually. Pan-Asian destroyers. They're a mix of destroyers from other nations. The Commonwealth ships are, again, a mixture of ships from other nations because that's what they were in real life, right? But they kind of skipped that step here, so hopefully we're getting some German light cruisers next. That would be pretty cool, but yeah. So, the highlights of this line, they feature 128mm main battery guns with good range and ballistics. The AP shells deal good damage. The HE shells have good penetration capabilities, but leave much to be desired in terms of damage and fire starting chances. Again, a la German HE. The ships are also armed with a signature Dutch airstrike with a fast cooldown, long range, and the ability to reach the target relatively quickly. On the flip side, the squadron size is only small. Again, like the Trump. The line boasts good concealment and strong AE defenses, and the ships also come equipped with an engine boost, a repair party with a short cooldown. As for the weaknesses, ships of the line have small HP pools and weak armor. I mean, it sounds neat, you know, light cruisers that are basically German light cruisers equipped with Trump's airstrike. Sure, it sounds like an interesting line. I will be trying them out for myself once I can get my greedy little hands on them, but of course not out yet at the time of this video. Again, it would have made sense to have German cruisers first and then these guys, but you know, as long as we get some more German cruisers, I guess that's fine anyway. There's also they note here at the bottom, we've also prepared thematic content to celebrate the arrival of Dutch cruisers in early access. More information will be available in a separate article. I'm guessing that's where this flag and this lady commander come into play. Speaking of thematic content, we are also getting an event pass this go-round. So they say, to celebrate the arrival of these three beauties in our virtual seas, we prepared a Dutch-themed event pass for you. The first progression line offers rewards like the Flying Dutchman permanent camouflage, Royal Netherlands Navy permanent camouflages for Eintracht Haarlem, and newcomer cruiser the Jarlsveld as the final reward. So that's how you can get the Jarlsveld in the first progression line. Unlocking the second progression line for 2,500 dubs will also allow you to claim even more themed items. You'll immediately receive the Lion's Heart permanent camouflage for Jarlsveld, and progressing down the line will bring you the Royal Netherlands Navy permanent camouflages for Johan de Witt and the Gouden Lou. Alright. Completing Each extra level will bring you one signal flag container and one rare bonus container from the first and second progression lines correspondingly. Alright, so that's what they got about the Dutch cruisers in the update article. We will be talking about them in more detail, again, once the update does finally arrive. I'm recording this a day early, so once I get my hands on them, we'll talk about them and their own event in a separate video. Next big thing about this update is that we're getting operations with flagships. I talked about this a little while ago, and you can see some highlights of these flagships in that video from a few weeks ago. But these are basically modified operations that are more difficult because now we have boss ships that apply bonuses to not only themselves, but other ships in their fleet. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at this. So they say throughout update 14.0, you can participate in operations with flagships, available as a separate battle type. There are 3 types of flagships: Incendiary Specialist, Torpedo Master, and Iron Fist, all boasting increased HP and provide bots in the nearby area with particular effects. Taking down these formidable flagships will require you to take advantage of the knowledge that each of them is particularly vulnerable to a certain type of damage. Make sure to choose which ship to deploy in each battle carefully based on the enemy's weaknesses. When making your choices, keep in mind that you only face flagships of a specific type per week for the first 3 weeks. Your most versatile ships will be best suited for the battles of the 4th week, as you'll face all 3 types of flagships. So we tried these out again in an older video, and it was pretty cool. I like that these flagships, they add a bit of a curveball to operations, spice operations up a bit. They are their own separate mode for the time being, at least for while they're testing this out. So you don't have to worry about, these ruining your operations for the time being. At least you'll have normal operations, then you'll have operations with flagships. It's good fun. It makes operations quite interesting. I mean, operations, if you know what you're doing, the people that you are with know what you're doing, not really hard to complete an operation, any operation really. But these guys, they were giving us a run for our money when we were checking out these flagship operations again earlier in, well, not this month, but earlier last month. So I'm excited to see what comes of it, and more content is more content. Okay, we are getting another event this update called Bjorn's Ballad Adventure. And they say about this, for the second week of update 14.0, you can join legendary sea wolf Bjorn Stormbreaker as he embarks on a dangerous new quest at the behest of the Lady of the Cold. Join him on his adventure and travel through several fantasy locations. 3 chapters await you, each offering standard missions and more challenging ones. Complete these to receive Commander Bjorn Stormbreaker with 6 skill points, Forsaken chest containers, and coupons for a 20% discount on themed bundles. They do say that there will be more information about this later. At the time of recording, they don't have another article up about this. If this was an older event coming back, I do not remember it. Looking at the commanders, I do remember seeing a couple of these commanders beforehand, but the other ones not so much. But again, we'll see what happens with that. I mean, getting discounts on, what did I say, on themed bundles. We don't know exactly what these themed bundles have. They might have ships thrown in them. We don't know yet, so it might be worth your time. We'll do another video on that when that goes live on the 15th. All right. In the armory, though, the Wishing Wharf is returning. They say in update 14.0, a new iteration of the Wishing Wharf event is coming to the armory. It will mark the beginning of our grand celebration of the Lunar New Year, which will continue in update 14.1. Yeah, because this is going live on January 29th, so this is toward the end of this month. During the event, you can use lunar tokens for tries at getting a random reward. Each try costs 30 lunar tokens, which can be directly purchased for doubloons or purchased in limited numbers for real money. These tokens will also be available in a consecutive bundle for doubloons. I tried this last go round and didn't get overly great results. Granted, I didn't really throw too much money at the event because I didn't feel like gambling that much for, again, the rewards that were being offered, but it is coming back, and once again we will be taking a look at that once it does go live in the armory. So a big bit of news for this update is that all those buffs that we talked about a month or so ago that, if you guys remember, we had that video where we went through like, was like 20 ships that got buffed. Those buffs are coming out in this update, and apparently they've all gone through without any changes. They just linked to the original dev blog with that list of changes. Some of these changes that were big highlights is that the Renown is getting a quicker reload time. The ballistics of her guns got improved. The Belfast 43 got some huge buffs. The reload time got improved. The fire chance got improved. Turret traverse got improved. She got another charge of her radar. The Republic, out of nowhere, got a Sigma buff, which was really wild to me because Republic seems to be a pretty strong ship. I like the Republic. I don't mind that it's getting a Sigma buff. Just kind of wild that it is. The Champagne's getting a reload booster out of nowhere too. The Tsurugi, which is the one I'm probably most excited about, the Tsurugi is getting a main battery reload buff. They're improving her HE shells, the ballistics for HE shells, her turning circle radius, and she's getting another charge of her repair party. So that's great. Janon's also getting a buff, and the Regalo is also getting a buff as well, which is the tier 10 Italian destroyer. Every little bit of help that the Italian destroyers can get, they definitely need. Oh yeah, and the Zhao is getting a bunch of buffs out of nowhere. Her turret firing angles are being improved, and her torpedoes are firing angles are getting improved too, because they're getting the torpedo turning mechanic that the Japanese light cruisers are getting. The Hanover and the Clausewitz are getting their 7-kilometer hydroacoustic search as well. So among that and a ton of other buffs, all those are coming to the game this update. I'm really excited to see how the Tsurugi is going to play now that she's receiving this buff. Tsurugi is a ship that I've talked about beforehand. I'm pretty sure I'm in the minority when it comes to the Tsurugi. I really like the Tsurugi. Apparently not so much so for everybody else, but the fact that she's getting these buffs, that's great in my opinion. I can't wait to try her out once I get back from work today. You guys get to try it out right now if you're not at work or driving to work at the moment. So that's, to me, probably the biggest thing for this update. Like, yeah, the Dutch cruisers are cool and all, but Tsurugi got buffed. Yeah, that's what I'm excited about. Also to note here at the end, we are getting Beatty and Hipper as skilled commanders, which is cool. I like that. Historical commanders are very cool in my opinion. Beatty, dude's got to get lost. It's got to be one of his skills. Beatty went on like a field trip during the Battle of Jutland. If you guys don't know about that, it's go look it up and go watch the actually we didn't get to talk, well, we talked about Beatty a bit in the Jutland video, but there's a lot of stuff to cover in a 15-minute video. But yeah, Beatty and Hipper are coming as skilled commanders, not unique commanders, skilled commanders. Interesting that they're getting added in this update. When I saw this, I thought, wait, are they doing a Jutland event? Because, I would imagine Warships would do something for Jutland, but Jutland happened in, May, right? This is the January update, so that's a little off. I mean, who knows? We'll see what's coming on. I mean, if it's just Beatty and Hipper, cool. Beatty has identical skills as Bert Dunkirk, and Hipper has identical skills as Franz von Jutland. So it doesn't say they're replacing them, but they're just being added in with their skills. I mean, cool. I mean, again, historical commanders are cool. They're getting their own flags too as well. So that's neat. But yeah, that's happening. Again, would have made a little more sense for that to happen in May, but who knows what Wargaming has in store. So that is the highlights of the update. Again, there's more stuff going on. Obviously, the dockyard is continuing this update as well. You've got until the third week of this update. So 3 weeks from today, the day you're watching this, you've got to finish the combat missions. So after those 3 weeks expire, that's it for the missions, and you've got until 14.1 in order to finish the dockyard if you want to purchase it with doubloon. So do be aware about that. But that is it for the highlights for this update, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm interested to see how these new Dutch cruisers are going to do. I'm also, obviously, like I said, very hyped for all the buffs we're getting this update to our Techline and Premium ships. Again, Can't wait to try out my Sarugi when I get home from work today. Let me know what you guys think about this update in the comments down below. What are you excited for? What are you kind of disappointed in? Let me know all that jazz in the comments down below. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Wednesday, wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.